All right, we're going to get started. Welcome to the Village Board meeting. It is Monday, April 6:04 p.m., so we can go ahead and stand for the pledge. And I'm going to go ahead and have Adam read the land acknowledgement.
Thanks. Before we begin this evening, we would like to recognize the Seneca Nation, on whose ancestral territory we are gathering. The present-day village of Fairport sits on traditional Seneca land. The Seneca Nation, with the Mohawk, Cayuga, Onondaga, Oneida, and Tuscarora, make up the sovereign Haudenosaunee Confederacy. With respect, we acknowledge the people of the Seneca Nation on whose land we now live. We honor their past, present, and future contributions to and stewardship of this land.
Thank you, Adam. Megan, will you please take roll call?
Trustee Briggs.
Here.
Trustee Bonaski.
Evening.
Trustee Wojka.
Here.
Trustee Nazarian.
Here.
And Mayor Damoratz is joining us remotely.
Here, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yay!
We can hear you. Okay, so do we have anyone signed up for Citizens Forum?
We do not.
We do not have anyone sign up for Citizens Forum. Do I still have to open it and then close it? No? Okay. So we don't have anyone signed up for Citizens Forum this evening. So we are going to go ahead and move on to unfinished business, number 1. So can I have a motion by the Village Board to approve the minutes of the March 9th, 2026 Village Board meeting?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Hi.
Okay. Oh, I feel like I forgot. I can just leave my mic on because I'm doing all the talking now. Unfinished business number 2 is a motion by the Village Board to approve the minutes of the March 18th, 2026 Village Board proposed budget presentation.
Oh, so moved.
Should we approve?
Yeah, I
them?
think we need to, did we
We
do
moved it, but we didn't vote and approve them.
No, it's the presentation. Like,
No,
it's
the
not the
prior
budget
one.
itself. Oh,
No, we did not.
I said all in favor. Right?
Yep.
Did I miss something?
Okay, no, there we
Okay.
go.
Yeah.
Okay.
You took a vote.
I was like, wait.
I voted.
All right, so we're good for, I'll do 2 again, just to be thorough. A motion by the Village Board to approve the minutes of the March 18th, 2026 Village Board proposed budget presentation.
So moved.
By Trustee Bonaski,
Second.
by Trustee Nazarian. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, oh, I forgot to ask for discussion for the other one, that's what it was. Is there anything we need to talk about? All right, moving on. Am I doing this in the right order, Brian? Okay, just tell me if I'm not. It's only my second time. All right, so unfinished business number 3. I'm asking for a motion by the Village Board to approve the minutes of the March 23rd, 2026 Village Board proposed budget meeting number 1.
So moved.
By Trustee Bonaski,
Second.
by Trustee Nazarian. There's an error, the words are hard for me today. Does anyone have any discussion or any concerns for the March 23rd meeting? All right, hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, that's unanimous, and that moves us on to new business. The first new business we have for this evening is a motion to approve the Fairport Music Festival for Friday, August 28th, from 5 p.m. to 10:30 p.m., and on Saturday, August 29th, 2026, from noon to 10:30 PM, subject to final approval of the village manager. Can I have a motion and a second, please?
So moved.
By trustee Banowski,
Second.
by trustee Briggs. Okay, so is there anything, does anyone have questions about the event form that was turned in, or questions about the festival?
And there is a representative from the Music Fest here if
Oh.
you guys would like to ask questions or have
Lovely.
him discuss that with you. Daryl's here and more than happy to do so.
Thanks. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you.
I mean, it seems very similar to previous years.
You could tell the cut and paste, huh? Yeah. No, we're really not doing anything differently than we have over the last 21 years.
Yeah.
Same footprint, same, last Friday and Saturday before Labor Day weekend, 3 stages, 30-ish bands, fun for all.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's always a fun time. I enjoy getting out there with the music. I'm assuming you all just continue to keep going back and forth as little things pop up.
Yes, we've already met a couple of times. We'll be doing so again more thoroughly as we approach it and ironing out those details and make sure that everything's set. I mean, there's a lot that goes into it from our perspective, law enforcement, planning and stuff, but we have a pretty good plan outlined over the years, what works, what doesn't, and we'll continue to do that.
Awesome. Any other questions? I'm going to go to the right.
No,
Anything?
thank you for your continued volunteerism and for putting on this festival for our community.
Absolutely. I do see the mayor waving on
Yep, Mayor
the,
Domerat says something.
Hey, I want to thank you for putting on a high-quality event every year. I do want to bring, as I do every year, to the attention of any events that are going on in the village, the folks who live at the end of Lethbridge Lane East, and making sure that they have access to their housing, and that businesses at the end of Lethbridge Lane East are able to access their business. And then, usually it's become less and less of a problem, but I just like to bring it to the organizers' attention. And then I'll ask that you let people know it's not okay to park RVs in the Packett's Landing parking lot overnight from Friday night to Saturday and even into Sunday morning. It's not, we don't have an RV park back there. And there was last year.
during the music festival?
Yeah, somebody was parked back there.
Okay, that's news to me. I know that we've worked with law enforcement and they would generally bring that to my attention. I was not aware of that last year, but we definitely noted
you know
and we will
what?
take, we'll take the
I'm
measures to
bringing it
make
up.
sure.
And thank you. Thank you for putting on such a quality festival and for cleaning up after the festival is completed.
Absolutely.
Trustee Zarin, you have anything?
No, sorry. No questions.
Awesome. Daryl, thank you so much for hosting this and having it in the village of Fairport. We
And
love
thanks-
all the musical things. and
Thanks
thank you.
for all the help from all of the departments, and you guys certainly play a big role in our final contributions to the Children's Hospital.
We're glad to help.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you.
All right. So unless we have any further discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
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 That's going to pass unanimously. And we get to move on to, I turned my mic off. Habit of turning it off. All right. New business number 2, a motion by the village board to adopt the fiscal year 2026, 2027 general fund budget, sewer fund budget, electric fund budget, and the 2027, 2036 10-year capital plans. Can I have a motion and a second, please?
So moved.
By trustee Nazarian,
Second?
by trustee Banowski. Okay, is there anything we want to discuss? Any concerns? Last minute bits?
Mayor.
Mayor has something? Mayor Tomarantz
I
has
just,
something?
I just wanted to make a statement. I'm sorry that I can't be there in person this evening. First, I want to thank Megan, Brian, and all of our senior staff for the outstanding work that they have done to get the lowest possible increase in our spending as in this crazy chaotic world that we live in. You've done an outstanding job, and you're to be congratulated for keeping it as tight as you possibly can, but also supporting what I believe is a statement that budgets are a value statement. They're a statement of what we value in this village. And we value our employees and their ability to have health care and a living wage. We value the resources that are needed not only by the fire department and the police department, but also by our DPW. And we also value the quality of life that people have come to expect when they live in this village, that the sewers are going to work. And we're working every year now on improving our aging infrastructure, whether it be sewers, sidewalks, whether we're adding trees, paving streets. All of those things cost money, but they are all highly valued. Refuse pickup, there you go. That's a big one, plowing the streets. All of those things are very important to our residents, and I'm really proud of the job that everyone has done this year of keeping increases as low as possible when we're seeing chaotic increases that are driven by forces outside the village. So thank you, Brian. Thank you, Megan. Thank you to the rest of the staff for all the work that they've done to bring everything as tightly in line as they possibly could. And that's really what I wanted to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. All right. I'll let everyone else go if anyone else has anything they want to.
Yeah,
All right.
I just have
Trustee
some
Briggs.
comments. And thank you for everything, this budget. If we go to page 48, I just want to make sure and clarify for myself that I understand this.
Is it 48 or 38?
48. So the proposed budget that we have in front of us is actually 8% higher than last year, but yet the work that the team did, they brought that down to 4%.
Well, the spending goes up 7.87%. The amount of money raised to meet that spending, the levy, the amount of money raised by taxes alone is only 4%. So we found 4% with that spending plan. There's 4% of revenue outside of taxes that will pay for that proposed spending plan, and the rest is being raised by taxes by 4%.
Thank
Does that
you.
make sense?
Yeah,
Okay.
need that clarified.
Sure.
Now, down at the bottom, it says 66,935. And that's the amount of money over the New York State allowable tax cap.
That's correct.
So in theory, if we could have found $66,935, we could have brought this budget in under the New York State tax cap.
Correct.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure I had that as a starting point.
Correct.
I do have some personal concerns that I just would like to share about some of the, where are we? I think I did them in order. Some of our projects that we plan to do in this budget. One of them is the Northeast Canal Bank footpath improvements. And that's currently being funded with $175,000. Could you give us another, just a, what's going to be involved in that? I know you explained it back in the beginning of the presentation, but could you just recap what we're getting for that?
Sure.
Or what's going to
So
happen?
the full scope hasn't been fully identified. We're just making an appropriation so we can figure out that work. But we know for majority of that is there's some true footpath work that has to be done right now, that is a brick paver path or a brick veneer path. We would be either replacing those in kind, repairing those in kind, or putting down some other type of surface, whether it be a concrete walk or some type of footpath, what have you. We probably have to replace those stanchions at time. If we're going to have that surface removed, we would probably do some work with those stanchions that are definitely aging. We are having a hard time keeping those up into a proper thing. And also, once you start moving that up and looking at it, is there other needs once you open it up that need to happen? We could always make some improvements to the entire kind of right-of-way area that the village kind of operates or maintains or utilizes in that setting, where we have like an overhead pavilion over there, a bunch of picnic tables that are there for people to enjoy. There's benches and stuff like that. So making some improvements in and around that area probably would make sense while we were doing this work, right? Cleaning it up a little bit and while we're there, doing it a little comprehensively.
I guess for me, I see us as, this is a very important transformative public project that's going to be around for a long time. Mm-hmm. And I would like to see perhaps, this is the jewel of the Erie Canal. This is the heart of our community. And I really think that that space deserves the best. And to be able to come up with the best design we possibly can moving forward for our future. And I think that space would be served well and bring back some charming, historic, classic promenade of that area. And I think it should be professionally designed, have someone come in and design that and start with that as the process. And then we can get community engagement as to what this is going to look like. Mm-hmm. And we can have some nice big pictures and people could, come in and comment on it, have feedback. And that's where you get the community support and the community pride of how gorgeous this could happen and what this should look like.
We can do that.
Going forward.
Can I, and Brian, you can clarify if I'm off on this, but when Jason was here, I think he was talking about that 175 includes getting in with the engineering portion and looking at what we need to do, not necessarily the actual aesthetic part, right? It's setting aside that money for the aesthetics ultimately, but first we have to go in and see what needs to be done, right?
We do. I think when we open up, we need to see what's going on. And right. Like I said, we haven't even talked with you guys a lot about it. We just know there's a need to do some stuff. There's some hazards there, some flooding there. There's a significant stub toe that's there. There is some where the footpath kind of abuts the concrete wall. There's a significant settling throughout the length of that corridor, which happens. We've got it's past its kind of life expectancy, and it's time for a refresh. But we can go through that process and see what it is that you'd like to do there and what do those improvements look like. It's really not a problem at all, and that's probably what would have happened anyway. So
this is just saying that we want to allocate this amount of money towards this project. We see this as something of value that we need to improve on for the village or repair, and we're going to do it.
Yeah, it's an appropriation that's set forth for the scope of work and whatever that work is to be determined later.
Right.
But we have to do it now.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And then also this project is also associated with the DRI. So it may be something where we don't use cash reserves, which would be my preference. And with that process, we'll start from net zero. And what does that look like? What's the best options that we can utilize here to rehabilitate and refresh this area? And we'll go through that process collectively.
But once the engineering kind of details are ironed out, then it can go to the board and to Tracy's point, maybe the community also to see what people's input would be. The first step is to see what needs to be done, and the second step is to see what it would look like.
It would be all of that, and we can get a landscape architect involved, and they can come up with some rendering, some options for you to consider. What could be done there? All of that. Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
So when we do, suppose we have all these gorgeous drawings, and it's more than the 175,000. Could we then, at that point, seek grant work or put up a strategic plan of how to plan I just see it as limited by money versus vision. Let's get something gorgeous and,
Everything's
plan
limited
for
by
it.
money,
What is it, Brian? You can have whatever you want, you just gotta pay for it?
as long as you're on the tax for it. Yep. That might be the case, depending on the scope of what you guys do. So if it comes out in the end of the day that the scope of work that you elect to pursue has an estimate higher than that, you can always appropriate more money. You can go out and get grants. You can go out and get SAM grants. You can go out and bond, whatever that looks like. That's really up to you guys. Yep.
So professional engineering first, then we get to have the architects in there to create a vision.
If that's what the board would like to do, yes, we can do whatever you want.
Okay. Wanted to clarify that. The other thing I wanted to clarify was NBT Bank parking lot resurfacing. Again, I just thought when that was explained, it was a little vague. Could you give us much more details as to what's involved with that?
It is a resurfacing project of the NBT parking lot. That's what it is. So the area between NBT and would-be Salvatore's, that actually is now NBT land. The village in the 1975 entered into an access agreement where we share maintenance of that area. It is now used as an inflow and pass-through for the public, right? So it's, if you've ever driven through there, which I do it every day, it's got potholes, it's got a very weird S-curve through that parking lot, it's challenging, it needs some work, so we said, hey, let's not just pave it the way it is, let's clean that up. So what you'll see is that now that pathway through there, that access route will be straight versus this narrow S-curve through a bunch of parked cars. There's some de facto curbing / pipe that is being used as curbing in that lot, which will be removed. The tree roots there, due to the honey locusts and the very shallow root system, will be removed because all of it's now raised up the entire parking lot. We're going to put in a public sidewalk that follows the existing one on adjacent to the building which Salvatore's is. So you can actually, instead of walking through the roadway there, you can actually park, go get your pizza, do the things that you want to do, get to the farmer's market through a nice, safer sidewalk versus just walking through a traffic zone, right? So that's what's going to be happening this year with that project. And we'll be sharing those costs equally with the property owner.
So it's going to be eliminating parking places.
No,
It's not.
no.
Where are you going to, I guess I like that S-curve because it really slows down traffic and you have to go through that parking lot very slowly. And then it creates a safe intersection or transition from that area into the bigger parking lot. So if you said you're going to make it straight all the way in, where are you going to, those 4 parking spots that are coming out, where would they go?
There, you may lose 1 or 2, but there'll be parking that's to the, I guess would be the north end of that lot. So there may be a couple, but it's their lot. It's not ours to dictate what we do with their lot.
As someone who parks over there on a regular basis, the place where the honey locust tree is makes it
bank
virtually
parking.
impossible to park with that piping. And by removing that pipe and removing the honey locust tree, it will open up access to places that you really can't safely park today. And having a sidewalk that walks from the back there up to Main Street will definitely make a difference, because today you have to, as Brian said, zigzag through cars that are coming and going, and there's no actual designated route to get from the parking lot alongside that building. But the honey locust tree and the pipe are definite problems for anyone who has to park back there.
So eliminating, okay. I guess the last concern, well, I have a couple more concerns. With the parking lot conversion, where the police for Village Hall, that's, again, I thought you said we had leftover money from the streetscape, but that isn't what this money is. This is different. 35,000 parking lot conversion to green space.
Yeah. So we have money in there appropriated should we need it, but we are trying to utilize remaining TAP grant funds to assist in that project. And we believe we have the ability to do so.
I guess my concern is we're actually creating a public park. And the last time the village tried to create a public park up at Parson Barnum, we actually, again, we hired a professional to come in and design that space, since we are creating a public park. So I would think best practices, we should do that same process again and have a designer come in and create that space, have the community engagement, have the surveys of use and what the residents would like to see in that space, since it is going to be a public park. So that would be I would rather see some of that money be used to develop it as a park and again, go through the best practices, get the community involved. And then if there is TAP money left over, when we came down to the final approval of the streetscape, a lot of some of the extra things, like the amount of benches we really wanted to put in, and the bike racks, and the garbage cans, those things kind of got nipped out of the budget because, they're expensive, and we were going to backfill those items over the next few years. And when you think about it, we put in 1.5 miles of brand-new sidewalks. So if there is any of that TAP money left, I would rather see it spent buying some of the things that got eliminated in the first place. A lot of benches or more benches. We have that Thomas Creek asset now that people can see. And there are some spots on the north side that have huge amounts of cement, or concrete, that I think it would be nice if we could get some of those benches put in there with that money and then have that parking lot professionally designed with community engagement.
I think at least for right now, as long as we get some grass and a path in, make sure that people can walk up. And we need to make sure we at least cover that, right? Because if it's, if we don't do something, then we need to make sure people can walk to it, right?
You can walk through it. Right now, it's a beautiful paved parking lot. Why can't you walk through it now?
First time I think I've heard anybody say it's a beautiful paved parking lot.
Meaning there's not potholes. It's not in absolute dire need that it must be replaced. The surface is fine. And if you're going to do something like create a public park on Main Street, I think you should do it right. I think our residents deserve that consideration.
I do think we go about things in the right way. It is a systematic approach of appropriating funds and making plans and capital projects, and then after we have appropriated the funds, we go through and say, okay, how do we want to design this? What are the steps? And we do go through, and there's public hearings. There are designs that are out for the public to view, and I feel like that is the process that we tend to follow in all of our projects.
We didn't follow that process for the Barnum Park. 1 year we came up with a design, and the next year we put in money. So that's all
that
I'm
wasn't
asking to be consistent.
I don't see anywhere where it says we're not going to do that. This is just appropriating money to say, this is what we'd like to use it for, if we need to use it for this. It doesn't say anything about process.
So if it's something that they are planning on doing some work this spring in order to get this thing ready, based on the conversations we've had with the board over the last year on this very thing. If that's going to change, we need to know, because the contractor's mobilizing and preparing to make a connection point, a sidewalk point from Main Street to the police department front steps. And we were going to sod it, do that. We can put a tree or two in for now. You can always landscape it later, add some things to it. It's not the end of the world by any stretch. But we have to close out that TAP grant. We can't let it sit out there for 8 months. That's not going to be able to do that. So if that's something where the board does not want to do, as I just described, then we need to know now so that we can change course about what's going to be happening in the next 4 to 6 weeks.
From my perspective, we discussed this at one of the previous budget meetings, and we discussed the fact that the majority of the board wants to see it be changed over to grass. That's the quickest, easiest thing to do, and then we would look at landscaping later. We discussed that in, I believe, 2 meetings ago, and this topic was not going to change in any measurable way. So unless the majority of the board feels differently than what we discussed 2 meetings ago, I think that this should proceed as planned. And from the perspective of bike racks and receptacles and benches, I don't know that I've heard anybody say that, oh, we're done, we're not getting anything on Main Street. In fact, I've heard plenty of discussions that that's coming this spring and things are being ordered. So I don't know that that's an accurate representation of what's happening on Main Street. Village Manager White, am I misunderstanding our discussions? Are there benches that are being ordered for Main Street?
We are going to be placing more benches and stuff. Is it to the level you may or may not want? I'm not sure of that, but again, we can always add that as it comes in. As we know, we talked about that, and those were, I think most of those benches and stuff were excluded from the TAP grant because they weren't privy to that capital expense. And they get expensive. I think every trash can was $2,000 to $3,000. I think every bench was $2,000 to $3,000 for what we're doing with them, and they should be. I mean, they're there for a long time. And I think we can slowly keep adding more as we go. And the board, even with this, can appropriate additional funding at any time to say, hey, go out and order 10 more benches or 10 more whatever, and we can place those accordingly if that's something you'd like to do above and beyond whatever is going to be going out there this spring.
I feel like Jason said that was in the plan when he was here talking about things that still remain from the streetscape.
Yep, all that's part of the spring work to get mounted and put in place.
Nope, that's all I have.
All right. Anything to add, Trustee Benassi?
No, I think I was just kicking a few things around over the past weekend, and you look at all the things that we're able to do in this budget, which is maintaining our streets, maintaining our sidewalks, maintaining the gutters, maintaining our sewer system. And when you look at the increase and the escalation on that, around the United States, we have everything. Construction costs are going over 6%. You have asphalt costs that are climbing 12 to 15%. Some areas it's like 20.6. Health insurance is going up by 24%, and our entire team here was able to wrangle all that into a 4.26% increase on the tax levy. They're able to do that in a way where we maintain our AA bond rating, where our auditors continue to compliment us, and we're still able to get the services that we've come to depend on and be expected to, or have expected just living here. So, we're able to do all that, make it happen, and not sell out the future for this. I mean, that's awesome. That's fantastic. So, I wasn't anticipating a number that was going to be very hard to swallow this year. Like, I thought you were going to come at me and say it was going to be like somewhere between 10 and 15, and we were going to have to really, really figure something out. The fact that we're able to do all of that and have this increase at a percent that's less than the cost of increases in orange juice, awesome. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Banowski. Trustee Nazarian, anything for the good of the?
Yeah, just to go a little further with Trustee Banowski's point, we're not only maintaining all services, but we're also still continuing to make improvements and stay at that 4%, which, you know, think about your own household. Like, you know, okay, you can still pay the bills, you can still get the groceries, you can still do all that, but maybe we're not doing that home improvement project. We're still doing both with this budget. And is there more to do? Of course, there's always more to do, but it's an impressive display of, yes, maintaining services and also continuing to improve.
Thank you. I also wanted to piggyback a little bit on what Mayor Domeratz and Trustees Banowski and Nazarian had said about the budget. As in years past, this is my third budget process, and this budget is something that I am proud of. I hope our staff, that Brian and Megan, are proud of it, and I'm grateful for all of our staff and their expertise that has earned the Village of Fairport, as Adam had mentioned, a AA bond rating with S&P. That's amazing. And I'm proud to have a budget that treats forecasting and planning for the future of this village, for future generations and future, you know, people of Fairport, where forecasting and planning is treated with a great deal of respect and planning, honestly, so that, I got lost in my notes, so that future generations, they have a place that is cared for, planned for, and loved by all of us. And this budget, I think, also reflects our values, our commitment to staff, whether it is Village Hall staff, DPW, police, fire, and giving them the tools and the resources that they need to continue to provide the level of service that we're able to provide here in the Village of Fairport without having a big budget increase. They're able to do it. We're able to maintain and improve infrastructure, keeping the village clean, sidewalks safe, having a safe village, and making it enjoyable for residents and visitors. So I want to thank our village staff for taking all of these things into account and giving us a great budget that's easy to understand and reflects the values of our village. So, with that said, is there any further comment? Good? All right, seeing none. Call for a vote on the budget. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Opposed?
Okay. Anything else? All right, so that passes 4-1. And we can move on to new business number 3. All right, can I have a motion for a resolution authorizing expenditure from the General Capital Reserve Fund for the 2026-2027 Capital Expenditure Plan?
So moved. Oh, second.
We're gonna go with Trustee Nazarian and then Trustee Banowski for the second. Okay, any questions or concerns?
I did notice for the Village Landing parking lot engineering and design, that is going to be funded by grants. That's why there's no money there that's been designated. Just clarifying.
Good? All right. Anything else? Left? Right? Center? All right. Can I have a vote? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, that passes unanimously. And we're going to go ahead and move on to new business number 4. A resolution authorizing expenditure from the Fire Equipment Capital Reserve Fund for the 2026-2027 Capital Expenditure Plan. Can I have a motion and a second, please?
So moved.
By trustee Banowski,
Second.
by,
Oh,
yeah, you got it.
Give-
By trustee Nazarian. Okay, any questions, concerns, points of discussion? Oh, Mayor Domeretz. Mayor Domeretz, I should probably turn my mic on, and so should you. Is that what you were trying to tell me, that my mic was off?
I wanted to tell you that your mic was off, but I also wanted to say I'm really proud of the fact that through very diligent and careful planning, that we are able to plan for million-dollar-plus vehicles for our fire department, as well as all the vehicles that are necessary for the chief's vehicles, and also this is just the fire rolling stock, correct?
Correct.
Yes.
That, yeah, I'm just astounded and proud of the planning that goes into this particular fund so that we can continue to outfit our fire department with the appropriate vehicles that they need to do their job.
Thank you. All right. Seeing no other comments, all in favor?
Aye.
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 All right, that passes unanimously. Moving on to new business number 5. A resolution authorizing expenditure from the Fire Rolling Stock Capital Reserve Fund for the 2026-2027 Capital Expenditure Plan. Can I have a motion and a second, please?
So moved.
By trustee Nazarian,
Second.
by trustee Banowski. Any comment, question, or concern?
Just some clarity. I know when we looked through, I'm looking right at Megan. I know when we went through some of the checks and things like that of the expenses, did we already buy 2 fire vehicles this year? And so is this an additional 2 more?
Yeah, one was planned and one was to replace a vehicle damaged in insurance proceeds. And yes, this is to buy 2 more plus the fire engine. They're in a rotation.
Okay, that's what I had clarity about, like, we just bought 2 fire vehicles a couple months ago. All right,
All
thank
right,
you.
anyone else? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, that passes unanimously. Moving on to number 6, a motion by the village board authorizing the capital project Village Hall improvements and equipment totaling $80,000, and to authorize clerk treasurer to make the following budget amendment. And I need to read the whole thing, right? H.1620.2 Village Hall equipment for $80,000, and H.5031 transferring in that same amount. So can I have a motion and a second?
So moved.
By trustee Banowski,
Second.
by trustee Nazarian. And Brian, if you want to give us a little more detail on this one.
Sure, this is just some money appropriations for some boardroom renovations. So we know we want to put carpet in, paint, and then we're finally purchasing these chairs and getting back to that project. So it fell out of the budget last year, and we want to get that money back in so we can do it. Will we spend the full 80? Probably not, but we just want to have a number in there. So when we're doing this, it's fine. But we finally got a vendor to get some really high-quality chairs and something that's really nice that you're going to enjoy, and it's going to have a significant lifespan on them that are really, really nice. We went and sat in them, checked them all out. They're wonderful. But finally do this work before the summer kicks in.
Great.
So chairs, painting, and carpet, is that this room?
We're also going to get chairs for the conference rooms, obviously, because they're in need of disrepair.
Are we replacing all of those chairs?
We had not. I remember the discussion being to keep those,
Okay.
if that was accurate. Okay,
And we're keeping all the oak trim and everything else? We're not painting all this gorgeous woodwork?
that's correct.
Just checking. It was out of the budget, now it's back. Let's make sure we know what we're getting. So chairs, carpet, paints. Thank you.
Anyone else? Thank you for taking care of that. These, as anyone who's sat anywhere in these rooms knows, these chairs are a struggle. So, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, that passes unanimously. We're going to go ahead and move on to number 7. A resolution authorizing additional expenditure from the General Capital Reserve Fund for the 2025-2026 Capital Expenditure Plan. May I have a motion and a second?
So moved.
By trustee Banowski,
Second.
by trustee Briggs. And can you tell us a little more what this was, remind me what this is for?
It's the same thing.
Is it the same?
It's to use the restricted money
Right.
in order to meet that project we reestablished.
Thank you. All right. Anything else? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That passes unanimously. We're going to go ahead and move on to number 8. A motion by the village board to enter a professional services agreement for farmer's market manager with Julie Melnick. May I have a motion and a second?
So moved.
By trustee Nazarian,
Second.
by trustee Banowski. Any questions?
I'm
Concerns?
glad
Yes.
she's coming back. She did a great job last year.
Agreed. I am super excited that Julie Melnick is still going to be our farmer's market manager. She does an amazing job, and we're lucky to have her.
First weekend of May.
Yep, first week in May.
Mayor wants to speak.
Yes. Mayor Delrats.
Thank you, Sarah.
I got you.
I just wanted to commend her on the excellent job that she did last year and the planning that she puts into this, all the projects, as well as the fact that I'm thrilled that she's coming back again, and that she's already working with vendors for this current year. She started back in January or February, I think, with accepting applications. And for anybody who calls my phone number, please contact Julie Melnick. Her email address is on our website underneath the farmer's market, because people still occasionally call and leave messages on my phone number. But thank you, Julie. Thank you, Brian and Megan, for making sure that Julie's back again.
Yes, you're here. All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That passes unanimously. On to number 9. Mayor Delrats, I'm doing this because I'm here, I'm the one that's reading this, yes? Because it says Mayor, all right, just want to make sure.
You can see she memorized it.
I know, she definitely memorized it. All right. So trustee Wyke is proclaiming Friday, April 24th, 2026 as Arbor Day in the village of Fairport. Whereas in 1872, J. Sterling Morton proposed to the Nebraska Board of Agriculture that a special day be set aside for the planting of trees. And whereas the holiday, called Arbor Day, was first observed with the planting of more than 1 million trees in Nebraska. And whereas Arbor Day is now observed throughout the nation and the world, and whereas trees can reduce the erosion of our precious topsoil by wind and water, lowering our heating and cooling costs, moderate the temperature, clean the air, produce oxygen, and provide habitat for wildlife. And whereas trees are a renewable source giving us paper, wood for our homes, fuel for our fires, and countless other wood products. And whereas trees in our city increase property values, enhance the economic vitality of business area, and beautify our community. And whereas trees, wherever they're planted, are a source of joy and spiritual renewal. Now, therefore, I, Heidi Wyke, Deputy Mayor of the Village of Fairport, do hereby proclaim Friday, April 24th, 2026 as Arbor Day in the Village of Fairport, and I urge all citizens to celebrate Arbor Day and to support their efforts to protect our trees, and further recognize the members of the Village of Fairport Volunteer Tree Board for their continuing commitment to Fairport's trees. Got it all. Okay. Did I do the motion in the second? Did I do that already? I did, good. I didn't?
You did not get a motion or a second.
Oh, do I have to read it again? Have a motion
No.
and a second?
No.
You do not have to read it again. Just ask
Just
for a
need to ask
motion
one of your,
and a second.
fellow board members to make a motion to adopt.
Accept it. Can I have a motion to adopt the Arbor Day proclamation for the Village of Fairport?
So moved.
By trustee Banowski,
Second.
by trustee Briggs. All in favor?
Aye.
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 That passes unanimously. Sorry for the snafu. And we're going to move on to 10.
Question.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Are we gonna, is the tree board planning a tree planting for that day?
Yes, that's in announcements.
I mean, I could just do
Or
it
you
here
can do
anyway,
it.
it's
Go
fine.
ahead.
It'll be a little bit earlier than that. It's on the 21st of April. That'll be at 3:30 PM by JP, similar to last year. A little twist this year, we will be planting 2 trees. Students from
We did not plan that.
Students from JP and students from Brooks Hill will each select 1 tree to be planted, and students from JP will plant the tree they select, and students from Brooks Hill will plant a tree that they select.
But the location's similar, like
Yeah.
we're building a little nice tree-lined street there.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay. What day of the week is the 21st?
I believe it's a
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Tuesday. It is the same day as Brooks Hill Environmental Club. And I know that
cool.
because my 9-year-old is super excited about being there and helping plant the tree.
Oh,
So,
yeah, that's next Tuesday.
yeah.
3:30 PM. At 3:30.
So, trustee Banowski, what you didn't see because you were talking was 2 trees get 2 thumbs up.
Oh. There you go.
Awesome. All right, thank you. All right, moving on. Number 10, can I have a motion by the village board to accept the February 2026 financial statements for the Village of Fairport and the January 2026 financial statements for the Fairport Municipal Commission?
So moved.
By trustee Nazarian,
Second.
by trustee Banowski. So was there any vouchers from Fisher?
No.
No. Wonderful.
That's a different one.
Oh, that's the other one.
That's a lot.
I'll get it. All right. So,
Do you want to know about composting?
sure. We can do the
What was
next
we hit
one.
11?
We'll hit 11.
Oh,
We'll
okay.
do 11.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
I know, we'll get it.
I got excited.
Fine. All right. All in favor?
Aye.
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 All right. That passes unanimously. So number 11, a motion by the village board to authorize payment of the audited bills.
I reviewed the audited bills and found everything to be in order. I will put that motion forward.
Thank you.
I too reviewed the bills, so I second.
And now you can give us the compost numbers.
2.228 tons for the month of March
Nice job,
was
everyone.
composted, so that's good.
It's diverted from the landfill, so well done. That's about on par with where we normally are, somewhere around like the two plus range. Solid. Keep composting, please. Okay, so all in favor?
Aye.
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 That passes unanimously. And we're gonna move on to number 12. Can I have a motion by the village board to amend the previously approved amount of $70,000 to pay health and dental insurance premiums paid in the month of April to $64,131.79?
So moved.
By trustee Banowski,
Second.
by trustee Nazarian. Okay. I don't know if there's any, we don't really have a whole lot of discussion there, it's just normal, so all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That passes unanimously. On to number 13, a motion by the village board to authorize the clerk treasurer to pay health and dental insurance premiums for the month of May in an estimated amount not to exceed $70,000, subject to audit and amending authorization by the village board at the regularly scheduled May meeting.
So moved.
By trustee Banowski,
Second.
by trustee Nazarian. We're just gonna go ahead and move on, because my guess is we don't have a whole lot to talk about. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Passes unanimously. So now we're going to move on to announcements and committee reports. So, do you want to go first? Does anyone want to go first? We'll start down here. Go ahead, Tracy.
Just wanted to share that the Empty Bowls event was held yesterday. It was an event by the partnership, organized that, and it really was a huge community effort. We had 2 different potters in town create all the bowls, so community members went in and created bowls, as well as bowls that were donated. And the DeLand House donated their beautiful environment and staff. There was music. We had 14 different of our local restaurants donated soups, and if they didn't make soup, there was breads and garlic knots and gluten-free treats. It was just an absolutely beautiful event for community coming together and really celebrating. And then, as a surprise, the Mayu Financial Group just decided, we love Fairport, we've been here 3 weeks, we've been working on coming, and they threw in another $5,000 donation right there as an announcement. And the Merchants Association pledged matching funds up to $10,000 into the community. And the numbers aren't officially in yet, but probably close to $30,000 was raised at that event for our food cupboard. And they shared the need that we have in this community. So that money and just that beautiful love went so far at yesterday's event.
All right. All good? All right, Trustee Manosky, you're up.
Well, we all know about the 21st now.
Sorry,
But
didn't
no,
mean to steal your thunder.
it's fine. I was half debating, throwing it in when we were talking about it. A few other details, though. There's going to be, some tables, some snacks and stuff, similar to last year. So yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be great. It'll be right after, some of the clubs and stuff get out. So if you're so inclined, you have some time, come on out and let's celebrate planting more trees in the village.
Trustee Nazarian, you got anything for us?
I do. Not to belabor it, but to echo Tracy's point about empty bowls, it was an amazing event. It started at 12. I got there at like 12:04 and got the last parking spot in DeLand, and people were parking at the churches and all over, and it was super fun and incredibly well attended. I did not hear the numbers, so I'm glad to hear that it was that high. It's
Wow,
amazing.
yes.
That's great. And also, I had the privilege of, over my teacher spring break, of spending some time with 2 of the presidents of the Fairport Fire Department, learning a lot about what they do, what they need, what they like, and kind of trying to reestablish a little bit of a liaisonship with them. So we're going to be working toward establishing a more consistent line of communication with them, and I'm excited to be working with them.
They're a good group.
Yeah.
Firefighters always are. I guess that leaves me. The FMC meeting was this morning. I was unable to attend, but there wasn't anything remarkable, kind of business as usual. Working on not the transformer, like a substation. What was it?
Well, we are doing some substation upgrades this year.
That's about it.
Yep.
And I was able to attend the art committee meeting, and they are trying to figure out some things for a potential art walk, looking at 7 to 10 locations, working alongside the Canal Corps for feasible locations. And also, the DPW was able to get the plaques up onto the beacon and connections sculptures that are in the village. So those are up and labeled. They look lovely. And that's just about it for that. Trying to think if I have anything else.
Yeah, the
Drive
banners
safe-
look good.
Yes, the banners look great. And Mayor Del Moratz.
That's what I was going to ask is, how do those banners look?
They
I
look
haven't been able
amazing.
to see them yet.
They look fantastic.
They look great.
That's
And-
great.
and,
Thank you to FMC and the DPW for their work, removing banners and hanging banners and moving us into a season other than welcome winter. And I was not able to attend the FMC meeting this morning. Normally I would have been there. So thanks, Heidi, for checking in on that.
I keep checking every once in a while too. Brian and Julie, you don't know anything we don't know, do you? But particularly about the DRI.
DRI.
No.
Sorry, I realized I said
So I have been checking my email nonstop. What they announced last week was the Mohawk Valley. So 4 of the regions have been announced so far.
4 of
The
the
North
10.
Country, Albany, Mohawk Valley, and Central New York. I know that leaves Western New York or the Buffalo region. That leaves the Finger Lakes region. And I think there might be a southern tier. Adam, do you know? Is there a southern tier region?
No, there is a southern tier region. I don't know that that's been announced yet. Yeah.
No, just
No,
those 4 that I told you. Those are the only ones that
Oh,
are announced.
okay, yeah.
Believe me when I say
Yeah.
I check multiple websites every day. I check my email, and I assure you that I will be sending notes as soon as I hear something to everybody, even if I'm supposed to keep it a secret. That's not on the record, is it? Did I just say
Yes.
that for everybody? Even if I'm supposed to keep it a secret, that I'll make sure I share?
That's one instance where sharing is caring.
Yes.
I haven't heard anything about that at all.
Yep.
The transmissions got blurred.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and move on to 15 upcoming village board meetings. So the next village board work session will be Monday, April 27th, 2026 at 6 PM. The next village board meeting will be Monday, May 11th at, May 11th, 2026 at 6 PM in the Village Hall Boardroom right here. And
Can I just add something that
Yes,
I forgot
please.
to say earlier, that we'll be looking at the sustainability plan at the next work session. So it will just be the initial looking at it. It's going to take more than one meeting, but I plan for us to have an initial look at it.
awesome. And Haley is coming back. Did everyone that was on the board previously get the email that Haley's coming back for a visit? Haley was our student liaison from the high school, and she is finishing her freshman year? Sophomore year?
I feel like it's sophomore year.
I feel like it's sophomore year too. Time is weird, but sophomore?
I'm pretty sure it's sophomore.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think
And
it's sophomore.
I think so. I think, yes, that's a consensus that Haley's a sophomore. But I'm super excited to see her and catch up and,
What she picked up.
yeah.
Hopefully she'll come back and join us for a meeting live in person.
Oh my God, it'd be great. Just like old times. All right. Seeing, unless there's anything else for the good of the cause? Okay, can I have a motion by the village board to adjourn? So moved. By trustee Briggs,
Second.
by trustee Nazarian. All in favor?
Hi.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for coming. Thanks for being here. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
listening. Thanks for your feedback, and have a great night. Enjoy the sunny weather.